Let's take a deeper dive into our ViewBoard Lite software. We can either touch the app from one of our 3 primary apps on our welcome screen, or come down to our app store to find our ViewBoard Lite software. Upon opening, it is a giant white screen. We have the ability to change our background by selecting our menu item and background. We can have the color, or we can select an image to be our background. For this purpose, we will go ahead and select a green background and go through some of our tools. We have our arrow tool, and then we have our pen tool. When we select our pen tool, we have the ability to change different tools to use. So we use a pencil, a brush, or a fine point brush. As we use those tools, you'll see that we can change the thickness of those tools. We can also change our color schemes as needed. And we have the ability to use an eraser to erase the whole screen. But we also have the ability that when we write, that we can write our name and we can use our palm to erase it, okay? So we have multiple ways that we can leverage our tools here. We have the wipe screen clean, and we have the undo button back, okay? So if we were to be writing our names, again, we could have multiple students at different sides of the board doing this. We'd also leverage our palm to erase. We can use some tools down here in which we can change objects on our screen, make them larger, smaller, that we can leverage for our math classes, our language arts, anything we wanted. So we can select our shape. We can have the color of our shape. As we draw it, you'll see that we have the ability then to continue to make shapes. Now, if I want to maneuver these shapes, I select my arrow button. I'm able to select it, and I can drag these around, okay? So I can change the colors, or I can make them larger or smaller. The neat thing about the ViewBoard software is the hand button. With the hand button, it gives me an infinite space to work with. So I essentially can make my drawings smaller and move them out of the way as I move into my next subject. I can continue to use that space by making it smaller or bigger on the board. I can add different pages to my lesson plans by hitting the plus button. I then can view my pages by just selecting the numbers. Deleting a page, all you would do is hit the X, and we can continue on. I can have different backgrounds, so if I add a page, I can change my page number 2 background, again, to a color, or if I want to do a writing lesson, I can have lined paper. So when I select my backgrounds, it only changes that one. Every time I add a new page, it will keep the same background as I had previously identified. That is the ViewBoard Lite software. I hope you enjoy getting started with it.